Okay, I'd like to share with you today some ideas called Fib Fractals. And the Fib Fractals really are sections on the chart that represent major support and resistance lines. I found out about this originally from John Carter at simpleroptions.com. Great website, great trading company, a great trading room. But because I'm more into Forex and Metatrader, and they don't really have this for that kind of trading environment, I decided to do some research on my own. I found the original mechanical diagram of how these are constructed, so I began to fool around with it on my own, and I want to share that with you today. The idea is very simply, you could take a major swing as big as this one from last October all the way in the USD JPY from the bottom to the top. But I've chosen for the purposes of this video to take a major swing, but a smaller one, from this high right here to this low in the most recent swing, which has taken place since the beginning of March. And because I trade on a shorter term basis, I'm going to use this swing to see what develops. I went on to use the fib tool, and I'll show you. I drew a fib line from the high of the move to the low, and then I added the red line here and the red line here, and then green lines. Let's see where we are here. Green lines were added at the 61.8 and at the 38.2, which are major fib support and resistance levels. Okay, so now we take these away, the original ones. This is what we have left, and we can already begin to see how some of these are creating major support and resistance, like John's Voodoo lines on his chart stocks. Anyway, if we drop down one and move our lines over, now we come to a point where we've got our high here. Let's put something in there to keep track of where we are. There's our high, and down here's our low. Alright, perfect. Now we move on over. And what we'd like to do now is to get ourselves into a situation where we can do the same thing again, only let's go from the minor areas here. Draw our fibs in again. Simply repeat the process. We don't need lines here or here, and we'll change our line to a white smoke kind of a line, just so we can keep track of things on a shorter time frame. Sorry to hold you up. Here we go. This is kind of my convention here, and we'll make another one here at this level. All right. Very good. Now what we'd like to do is get rid of these, and let's drop down a bit. And what we'd like to do now is to move our fibs from the lowest to the lower green line, like John calls a tree line because it's green. And we can see here that we have 61.8 and 38.2. And that takes care of that section. Get rid of those. And then what we'd like to do is to go in between the green lines. That's what I've been playing around with anyway. And let's see if that gives us anything that's of good support. Whoop, doesn't want to stay there. And we'll make this one yellow. Once again, just so it's easier to recognize where you are in the chart when you're in the tinier time frames. And that's good enough for openers. Now, let's drop down further. 1 hour chart. There's our high. It was easy to keep track of. Went all the way down to our low here. And then we began to move. And you can see how these end up being wonderful support and resistance areas. Perhaps in this particular zone right here, for example, if we draw in again from top to bottom, which we can do, let's just see what that looks like. And you can see right in here, the 61.8 created a wonderful set of resistance. This is that line right here. I haven't run anything into it. Let's see what we got here. Take that and we'll make it a different color. Let's make that some kind of an aqua. Okay, we'll make it solid. And we'll go again. And during the course of the day, it's quite easy to keep track of where you are. And if we drop down further, let's try, first of all, get rid of this. Drop down further. Now we have a 30-minute chart and an even a 15-minute chart, which is where I'm trading most of the time. And you can see that here was 5 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time, and we have moved in between this zone and that zone. We came down, tested and tested, and then came back up again. Tested. Now we had this particular area during the middle of the U.S. session. And in fact, what happened there this morning, if I believe that was this morning, that was not the 6th. Let's keep it going. Well, I don't want to do that. And see how we're moving from one zone to the next. And how these lines are actually really giving us pretty good support and resistance. So, that's a quick video tutorial on how to pull this all together. Thanks for watching.